Man.
We're gonna try this again, this time with another camera. We've had more difficulties than we've ever had with Facebook Live. So we're gonna try this one more time.
All right.
I'm gonna take these off.
Let's see who we got. All right, there's Tony Sarah.
Transparency.
Transparency.
Hey, do you got anything for my head? It's glaring a little bit, and I think that probably the water is gonna beat up on my head. But if you got something for that, that'd be great. Adrian, one more time.
There we go, man. All right, I'm gonna do one other little thing here.
There's Adrian.
Yo,
now you're sideways,
Adrian.
Hey guys.
Hey buddy, how are
Okay.
you? So let's turn your camera the other way, because we got you lopsided.
This.
Wait. Okay.
There we go. We're all there. Awesome.
There
We
go.
finally made it.
Wow,
So-
what an adventure. So
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate your patience.
No, thank you guys for having me here, and sharing all the memories and adventures like this.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Rod and I, I don't think there's been a week that has not gone by that we have not discussed meeting you and everybody else out at Air Force One. I would say this has probably been the most epic year that we've enjoyed in business, especially, as we've worked with Rennie Doyle, P&S Distributors, and meeting all of you guys out at Air Force One. So tell us, you're out of, as we started, you're out of Downey, California. So exactly where is that in the realm of the long state of California?
Down in California, I'm like probably 15, 25, depends on traffic from downtown LA. The closest city is Long Beach, Lakewood. So it's probably 10 to 20 minutes to the most important points of right here in LA. So I'm right on the 105 freeway and 605 freeway in California, right here in Downey. So everything's close, pretty much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So one of the things that has intrigued us about your particular brand that you've put together with the super detailing is how did that come about? How did the whole Super Adrian super detailing come around?
You know what? I don't know. It's since a kid. I have a fascination for Superman. So I don't know. I was taking a shower. Look at this is what I have right here.
That's awesome.
There you go, man. There you go.
So
that's great.
So long time ago, probably 14 years ago, I was taking a shower, and I finally get my new van. Well, not new van, but it used but in good conditions. I just got my van, and I was on the shower and I was thinking about to name my. So because this van is
Okay.
and then
I love it. And so do your friends call you? I mean, we call you Super Adrian, but does everybody else call you Super Adrian?
You know what? It's only in the group. I think Bob Phillips started it. Bob Phillips, I think. I remember. And it was on 2016 on the centennial of the Boeing of the project, the Air Force One. That was my first year. So I think Bob Phillips started calling me Super Adrian. Hey, Super Adrian, Super Adrian. So
Well, it definitely
That's
fits.
awesome. That is awesome.
You know, I think some of my favorite memories are watching you and Rod, and wasn't it Ryan McGowan with you
Yep.
with the
Ryan
head
McGowan.
socks on upside down underneath that B29?
how can I forget?
That's right.
Was funny, bro.
Yeah.
Good memory.
So I got to bring up the fascination with Volkswagens that you and I share.
Oh my God.
When did that all start with you?
Well, my first car was a pickup truck, a Ford truck. My dad, you know, gave it to me to go to school, and then I become friends with a guy. He was owning a shop, a VW shop, a specialist on air cool, water cool, all that. So I trade in. He asked me if I can trade my pickup truck for his 69 VW. So that was my first own car, but was for me. I lowered it and I tint the windows with I mean, it used to be ink to tint the windows and with the system. So I think that was the fascination. My first car was a 69 VW. That's I think that's why, I mean, love becomes to the old Bugs and old VW brand. Actually, I'm working on a project. My wife, he was on my birthday. She was her gift was a 69. Oh no, a 60 Bug. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna post some pictures on that. I'm working on that, and I'm working on a few projects because I do on the detailing, but also I am restoring VWs, and I have a project. I have a Golf GTI 20th anniversary, and I'm installing the airbags on it and all that. So I'm pretty busy on that, on doing projects and detailing also.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that your first car was VW, because my first car was a 65 VW Bug that we
Wow.
made it a Baja Bug. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my first car was a 63 Bug, and I've actually owned, I think I've owned over 10 of them. Everything from really jacked up four-wheel drives. I've raced in the Baja. I've driven down Carson City and raced off-road. So I've done a lot of stuff with Volkswagens over the years.
Well, I'm a video lover too, so
That's awesome.
it's
So
on my DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Adrian, how did you get into the industry?
Well, probably in 2004, I started my business, doing detailing, which was not, but I mean, we specialize on power washing, pressure washing, and that's what I mean, I was doing car washing, right? But since 2005 or 2006, every year I was, going to SEMA show since 2005 or 2006. So last, it was on 2013 or 2012. One of those, I don't know, I don't remember, but I went to SEMA, and then I just I saw a group of people walking by the hall with those hats, and I was just impressed. I mean, I that's what my reaction was. I was impressed to see those guys walking by the hall. It was like 10 or 12 of them. So I went back home and then say, you know what, next year, or I don't know when, but next year, try to meet them. and meet those guys and try to become part of that group, or try to put my business in the next level. So I went back home, and probably 1 or 2 years later, I met Rennie and Rigo at SEMA. So I sent the invitation on Facebook to Rennie. He replied to me, and he invited me to the cigar event. So that's why all this journey starts. It's amazing. I mean, but that's one of the reasons. Trying to put my business in another level, the next level, to be a real detailer. Get more experience, techniques, products, all that.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, because you mentioned that, before you were doing power washing, you were doing detailing, but I think what you're describing is that you've gone to a completely different level of detailing. So are you doing coatings? Are you doing the whole 9 yards?
Yes. Now, I mean, it's amazing how 3 years, probably 4 years ago, when all the process starts, but I mean, 3 years ago, I was doing the same thing: power washing, pressure washing, car washing, spray waxes and all that. But I mean, when we get trained and certified, that's when it changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how big is your operation now? Are you've got a shop, or you also have the mobile vans? I've seen the pictures lately of the side of your van.
I'm completely mobile, but this is when I'm doing coatings. I bring it home, or if not, on the garages, or when on location, and it's hard.
Okay.
I'm pushing hard on coatings too.
Yeah. So are you a one-man shop, or do you have some guys or gals that work with you?
Well, I'm only me. Me only.
That's awesome.
Because people, I mean, it's hard to get people to do the things like I'm very picky. That's why, probably. The car wash, pressure washing, we send the guys and then do another things. But I mean, detailing as a level as we're now, it's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was in Jacksonville about a month ago, I was visiting with Mark Elliott about that, because he has a team of 3 or 4 that work with him in his shop. And I asked him, I go, how do you handle that over? He goes, well, I only hand over certain tasks to them.
Yes.
When it comes to the higher end, the more detail oriented, that really take a fine eye and a fine touch, he goes, I do those myself.
Yes.
Because my name's on that, and I want to make sure that whatever goes out that door represents, Firehouse Detail there in Jacksonville properly.
Yeah.
So,
and I know Sean does a lot of training with his guys.
Yes.
Sean Sepulveda does a extensive training with his folks to make sure that they're up to that level that he expects them to do. And you know Sean, I mean, he's just like that man. He was just
just
detail. Squad 2, squad 2.
Squad 2.
You know.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's got more detail in just the lines on his facial hair than I can deal with. So
But yeah, you
love it, and I think that's kind of overall. I mean, we joke around a lot, but I think overall that's really that's the difference. Like you were saying, that what sets apart where you're at now and where you were probably 5 years ago is just that level of detail and that level of acknowledgement in what a correction actually is.
Yes.
I talked to Ryan McGowan about it too, and he was saying, what I used to think I was correcting is not corrected at all. There's a difference there. So
yeah, it's a big difference. I mean, my first tool I remember was power cable, a power cable orbital, whatever. I don't know. It's not. I mean, they're not bad machines, but I mean, what we're using now is totally different. I mean, we're doing a correction. We were doing it before, like a just rubbing and putting wax on the car, and then the day after it was disappear. But now we focus more on correct and be pretty much. I'm calling like a craftsman's. That's what we are, I think, or rear conditioning specialist. That's I will name that way. That's what we that's what we are.
Yeah, I know one of the things that you and I talked about in Seattle was finding a way to educate your customers to know the difference between a detailer that is just washing a car and vacuuming it to a detailer that really is a craftsman that's going to really protect and take care of that car, not just clean it.
Yes.
How are you bridging that gap with your customers to educate them about that difference?
Well, honestly, that's a big gap to break, and it's probably one of the things that every day I'm working on it. Try to educate people, try to educate my customers, and to people think sometimes that if something happened to the car, a scratch or whatever, they say, well, I mean, just call the insurance and have them repaint. And one of the things I told my clients is keep or try to keep your original paint on the car, because once they touch the car, they never. I mean, it's never gonna be the same, and that's one of the things people don't realize. Other thing is car wash. Car wash. I know I don't have. I mean, don't get me wrong, but they only work in production. It's production, and sometimes people get mad because uh, the way they see the car, they're I mean they're destroyed. The paint is destroyed because of the way they doing on the car wash, and then so that's one of the things that for me it's hard to educate my clients and tell them that not don't take it to the car wash, but try to take care or try to change their mind about car washing and detailing, what detailing is.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like I think we were talking. It might have been Sean we were talking to again, but it was kind of the difference in mentality of somebody taking a brand new car and taking it to a detail shop to get it protected, because you're basically you're coating that car and you're protecting that surface so that the day-to-day things that are hitting it, whether you're in an climate or an environment that has salt on the roads or it has some kind of winterization, or whether it's just day-to-day driving and rain and stuff, you're protecting that paint, you're putting a layer over the top of it. Whereas I think prior to giving that education to customers, they're thinking it's, well, when the car looks bad, you take it to somebody to make it look good, as opposed to protecting and preserving it,
Yes.
And I think that's the difference. Car enthusiasts for years have been protecting their cars and preserving them, but I think that now you're seeing just day to day, the mom minivan or the Honda that they drive to work every day, they want to keep it as long as they can. They want it to last, and so they're taking care of it better.
Yes, definitely. And then people is paying for, I don't know, 30, 40, 60, $80,000 car, and that's the point. We need to let people know they have to take care of that investment. But I mean, the cars are expensive. They don't take care properly. That's one of the things that, I mean, it's not matching. I mean, they're getting a car for an expensive car, and they don't invest on take care of the car. That's I think that's when we are, I mean, or me, have to let them know and then get to that point.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the things that was a visual eye opener for me about the power of coatings was this past weekend. I attended the Rag Company event where Rennie Doyle and Dave Phillips came down, and they were doing trainings on how to apply coatings.
Yes.
And they had a number of hoods set up that we could polish, and then they had one there where Anthony and I went over, and he was showing me and a couple other people about the danger of accidentally dropping coating on the hood. And because one of the things that Rennie was giving a tip was, he said, whenever you pour the coating on the sponge, make sure you're not over the car, because you don't want to accidentally create, a high spot of coating. And so he purposely poured some on and then just let it dry in a splat. And I was like, wow, that is a nice 1 to 2 mil coating that is protecting that car. And to have, and I'm like, all right, if we leave that 24 hours a day, he goes, yes, we're gonna have to wet sand that sucker.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I mean, it was a real visual to me of how effective coatings can be to protect your investment on a vehicle. So.
Yes, that's you say it right. Protect your investment. That's the point. You say it right. You just say it.
Yep. So what are the fun things that you have in store for the coming year, 2019, for your business? What are you planning on doing? Anything new and exciting, or?
Well, yeah, I think so. Well, definitely try to get probably not a shop, but a place to expand the business, and then apply coatings, not even on paint, but on windshields, on interiors, on wheels, calipers. I mean, there's a big market on coatings. I don't know. Probably everybody get, it's crazy about coatings now, but I mean, I think that's, for now, it's a better solution to protect your investment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm looking forward to get a place and expand the business and work on my projects, and go to SEMA to see you guys, and then share a lot of memories and ideas of what we can do to become this industry become better.
Yeah, well, one of the things too that at the training event that happened this past weekend at the Rag Company was they introduced a brand new hashtag, and it was called Detail Industry Strong. And the idea behind it was that, we as the Detail Mafia and we as the IDA are trying to elevate the industry as a whole. And so they're doing a lot of educational events, not only for the detailers, but also for the consumer. I know our friend Yasir out of the DC area, he actually hosted an event for ladies on how to detail their cars.
Wow.
And I think one of the things that's really exciting that I'm seeing in the industry is that people are really trying to elevate everybody. And as Jeff Hennon says, high tide raises all ships, so let's all rise together. And that's probably one of the things that I really enjoy in my association with you and other members of the Detail Mafia and the IDA, and the vendors that are supporting them, is that really everybody is trying to invest in everybody else's success. Because I think for a long time, people felt like, well, if you're competing against me, we're competing. We can't help each other both be successful.
Yeah.
Do you find that among your cohorts, and your circle of friends, that they're very invested in helping you be successful?
Well, it's hard to tell, but I mean, yeah, that's a great opportunity to do what you're doing. I mean, it's I mean, I'm totally in on it, and always try to I always try to work with my community and try to support or do a little, a little help. I mean, makes a difference. That's what we have to do. But it's like you said, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. Sometimes I don't have time, but there's definitely something that we start, doing it. I'm gonna, start first in my community and try to help. A little help makes a difference, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that that would impress me the most about the Air Force One project is not just the I was completely shocked, to be honest, as I went in there because of the basically just everybody working together. And I thought, how do you get 60 people that do the same stuff that in some cases are competitors that work together, but everybody just does. And then on top of that, when you look at it in the sense that it is a volunteer activity to really go work yourself to death for a week. I mean, that is hard
and not get
work.
paid for it.
And not get paid other than just your personal sense of satisfaction and really cool T-shirt and get to hang out with some really cool guys. And you guys all got a really cool hat. We're not cool enough to have a hat yet, but we're working on it. But the thing about that is that is giving back to the community. I mean, every single person that works on that project is putting in time preserving and protecting a piece of American history for generations to come. I mean, it is, and that enough to me, that 2 weeks or that week that everybody does that is awesome. You can fill your tank on the volunteer side with that kind of activity. And then it leads to other stuff. I mean, I know Ryan McGowan up in Alaska, he coated somebody's car because he was nice, and there was some gal up there that he coated her car for her and did some stuff. And you hear about all kinds of people doing that stuff throughout the industry. And I think that's Mafia and the people that are at that level. So it looks like we lost.
It's been an amazing experience. It does look like we may have lost Facebook Live. I'm going to try to add him one last time, and then let's see. I think that is him, so we'll try it one more time.
Try to get him back for just a second so we can close out. And then there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Again.
We lost.
So that's good. So we're just wrapping things up. So tell people where they can find you, your address, your phone number, and how to get a hold of you.
Okay, Adrian Granados is Super Detailing on Downey, California. The phone number is 562-644-9348. Go on the website, superdetailingla.com. Follow my Instagram or Facebook, same thing, Super Detailing. And, well, I'm here. If anything I can help, I mean, I'm glad. And I'm glad. Thank you guys for having me here and share a little bit with me.
No, we're super honored, and that wasn't a pun, but we are super honored to have you with us. Appreciate thank you for sparing a few minutes of your time, and wish you much success. And if you're in the Downey area, you need to reach out to Super Adrian. The guy has got mad skills, and he can hook you up. So thank you again. Thank you, Adrian. And you have a great day, buddy.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. See you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Yep.
See
you
ya.
later, man.
Right on.
I love that guy, man. He's awesome.